White just played. Queen c2. Pause the video to find out black's response. White is aiming to play queen takes c3 and gain a significant edge. Queen b4 move preferred by black. Rook dg1. Queen a3 check. King d1. White intends to play queen h2. Pawn c2 check. King d2. Pawn promotes to queen at c1 check. Rook takes c1 and establish a winning position. Rook b2 was chosen by black. Bishop b1. Rook fb8. Black's idea is to play rook takes b1 check and put immense pressure on the opponent. King e2 played by white. Rook takes c2 check. Bishop takes c2. White is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. Pawn e5. Pause the video to analyze black's next move. Queen d4. Rook e4. Rook h3 check. Queen takes h3. Rook takes h3 check. King g2. Queen takes e4 check. King takes h3. Queen takes c4. Rook f2. Black has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. Knight h6. Pause the video and try to predict white's next move. King e6. White is preparing to play pawn takes h6 and increase their advantage significantly. Knight f5 move preferred by black. Pawn h5 check. King takes g5. Pawn f7. Knight g7 check. King e5. Knight takes h5. Pawn promotes to queen at f8. White is aiming to play queen g8 check. King h4. King f5. Knight g3 check. King f4. Knight e2 check. King e3. Knight c3. Queen c4 check and establish a winning position. King h4. White is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. Black played Knight f6. Pause the video to analyze white's next move. Queen h6 check. King e8. Rook h8 check. Knight g8. Rook takes g8 check. King d7. Queen h7 check. Queen g7. Rook takes g7 check. Bishop takes g7. Queen takes g7 check. King d8. Black is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. Rook d6. Pause the video to figure out white's next move. Rook takes c5 check. King takes c5. Rook takes d6. King takes d6. King takes d4. King e6. King c5. King e5. King b6. King d4. King takes a 6. On g4. Black intends to play on g3. Pawn takes g3. Pawn takes g3. King b7. Pawn g2. Pawn a6. Pawn promotes to queen at g1 and gain a significant edge. Pawn takes g4 was chosen by white. King e4. Black has no response. Let's go to the next game. White just played King d1. Pause the video and try to predict black's next move. Pawn f2. King d2. Rook d6 check. King e3. White's idea is to play Rook e8. King g2. Rook g8 check. King h1. King takes f2 and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook d7 move preferred by black. Black is planning to play Rook g7. Rook f8. Rook e7 check and put immense pressure on the opponent. King f3 was chosen by white. Rook f7 check. King e3. Rook g7. Black's idea is to play King g1. Rook e8. Rook takes b7 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook c8 played by white. White intends to play Rook c1 check. King g2. Pawn promotes to queen at b8 and dominate the board. Rook takes b7 played by black. Rook f8. King e1. Black is looking to play. Pawn promotes to queen at f1. Rook takes f1 check. King takes f1 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook takes f2 was chosen by white. Rook b3 check. King d4. King takes f2. King e5. Black has a strong upper hand. Let's go to the next game. White played Bishop c5. Pause the video to figure out black's next move. On b2. Black considers playing, pawn promotes to queen at b1 and dominate the board. King c2 played by white. On d3 check. King takes b2. King f3. Black intends to play. On d2. Bishop b4. Pawn promotes to queen at d1 and increase their advantage significantly. Bishop b4 played by white. King e2. King a3. On d2. Black is planning to play. Pawn promotes to queen at d1. King b2. Queen b3 check. King a1. Queen takes b4. King a2. Pawn a3. King a1. Queen b2 mate and take decisive advantage. Bishop takes d2 was chosen by white. King takes d2. King takes a4. King e2. Black wants to play. King f1. King b5. King g1. King b6. King takes h2 and establish a winning position. King b5 was chosen by white. King f2. Black intends to play. King g2. King c4. King takes h2 and secure a stronghold in the game. King c5 move preferred by white. King g2. King d4. King takes h2. King e4. White has no response. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. On b4. Pause the video to figure out white's next move. Queen g6 check. King h8. Queen takes h5 check. Queen h7. Black is setting up to play queen takes h5 and establish a winning position. Rook h6 move preferred by white. Rook c3 check. King f2. Rook c2 check. King e1. Rook c1 check. King d2. White is looking to play. Rook takes h7 check. King g8. Queen f7 mate and dominate the board. Queen takes h6 was chosen by black. Queen takes h6 check. King g8. Queen g6 check. King f8. Queen f6 check. King g8. Queen d8 check. King f7. Queen takes d7 check. King g6. White is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. Black played Knight d5. Pause the video to find out white's response. Knight d4 check. King d7. Pawn e6 check. King c7. King e5. White is aiming to play. Pawn b5. Pawn takes b5. Pawn takes b5 and dominate the board. Knight e7 move preferred by black. King f6. White's idea is to play king takes e7 and gain a significant edge. King d8 played by black. King takes g5. King e8. Knight c2. King f8. King f6. King e8. Knight e3. King f8. King e5. White considers playing. King d6. King e8. Knight g4. King d8. Knight h6. King e8. Knight f7, and put immense pressure on the opponent. King e8 was chosen by black. King d6. White might go for King c7. On g5. King b7. Knight g6. King takes c6 and seize the initiative. King d8 was chosen by black. On the 5. On g5. Knight g4. Knight f5 check. King takes c6. Knight g3. Black's loss is confirmed. Let's go to the next game. White played Bishop g4. Pause the video and try to predict black's next move. Bishop takes g4. King takes g4. Rook takes g2 check. King h5. On f5. Black is aiming to play King f6. Rook e6 check. King takes e6. King g6. King e5. On a4. King f4, and take decisive advantage. Rook b3 was chosen by white. On f4. Rook b7 check. King f6. Rook b8. King f5. Rook f8 check. King e4. Rook f6. On f3. King g6. On f2. Black is planning to play King e3. On a4. Rook g4. Rook takes f2. King takes f2, and dominate the board. On a4 move preferred by white. King e3. Black is planning to play Rook g4. Rook takes f2. King takes f2, and establish a winning position. On a5 move preferred by white. Rook g1. On a6. Rook a1. Black considers playing on g4. Rook e6 check. King d4. Rook f6. On g3, and put immense pressure on the opponent. King takes g5 move preferred by white. On promotes to queen at f1. Black is looking to play Queen g2 check. King f5. Queen e4 check. King g5. Rook g1 check. King h6. Queen h1 mate, and take decisive advantage. Rook takes f1 was chosen by white. Rook takes f1. On a7 black has a strong upper hand. Let's go to the next game.